I think more and more we're seeing brands have an appetite for partnering with influencers for a number of reasons, but primarily it's borrowing their credibility and access to an audience that's highly engaged. And when we look at constructing media plans, there are clearly 15, 20 different types of media that our brands could select or choose to market, and time again we're now seeing influencer marketing becoming more at the forefront of the conversation. It often sounds obvious, but it has to be drenched in authenticity. I think it has to be something that the influencer is ultimately comfortable and wants to be a part of, and that the brand fit is right. We're trying to look at influencers as more than just an Instagram campaign. You know, how can that influencer be central to other things that are going on in the media mix, and how can we leverage that content and help it live on?
A lot more brands are going towards influencer marketing, smaller brands and bigger brands, all from different angles. We recently did a survey and we found that most brands are looking to invest more in micro to mid-tier influencers, so between the 20 and let's say 150, 200K mark, rather than the social celebrities. So obviously it means more individual collaborations, more conversations with individual influencers, which requires more vetting and analysis of those influencers. So while you can do that manually, it's very time consuming and not very accurate. So the advantage of technology is that you can process vast amount of data very quickly and make more precise conclusions about audience analytics. You can pre-select your pool of influencers and narrow it down to somewhere you know that the audience demographics and the audience health are okay. So it only comes down to whether the influencer is interested and whether they fall into your budget. The global influencer marketing industry is huge.
It's quite difficult to put a steer on. It's very difficult to understand revenue versus influencers. However, latest predictions show that it's somewhere between, by 2020 will be somewhere between 5 and 10 billion. When you consider that in 2015 it was less than $500,000, so the growth has been substantial. Trust is at a premium within the industry at the moment. What the influencers give you is an authentic audience who engage with them, and certainly different types of influencers. So for example, micro-influencers that have between 10,000 and 100,000 followers, they have an audience which trusts them, engage with them, hang on their every word. And if you can form a brand partnership which feels authentic to that audience, and that's the role of a brand and an influencer, then you can tap into that audience and really drive good levels of engagement for a brand that you haven't previously been able to tap into.